All right, let's jump in. If you're looking at brokers, maybe you've seen TradeU around or TradeU Global, sometimes TradeUglobal.net.
Hmm.
And the big question always comes up. Are they legit? Is it, safe? Or is it a scam?
Right. It's the first hurdle for anyone investing.
So today, we're kind of giving you a shortcut. We're doing a deep dive into how one key source evaluated them.
Yeah, the source is Revisor to Brokers,
Right.
basically the reviewer of brokers. And what we want to do is look at their checklist, their criteria for figuring out if TradeU Global is trustworthy.
And this checklist, it's something you listening can probably use elsewhere too, right?
Absolutely. It's a solid framework for assessing pretty much any financial platform like this.
Okay, so let's get into that framework. First up, in this fintech world, transparency seems key, like just knowing who the company actually is.
Exactly. It's fundamental. Is there a real company behind the website?
So what did the reviewer find for TradeU on that front? Did they name names?
They did, yeah. And that's a positive sign right off the bat. They passed that first test.
Okay.
The names mentioned were Tradens Holding Limited and also TradeSense Holding Cyprus Limited.
Two names. And Cyprus. Why is that significant?
Well, showing the names at all is step one. Hiding it, that's a huge red flag.
Sure.
The two entities probably just points to, how they structure things, maybe one holding, one operational. Pretty standard.
And the Cyprus part.
That's interesting. Cyprus is a very common base for financial services companies wanting to operate across Europe, maybe globally.
Ah, okay. Like a regulatory gateway.
Sort of, yeah. It's recognized. It signals they're using established channels, not just hiding somewhere. So displaying this info, necessary first step for due diligence.
Okay, makes sense. Knowing who they are is one thing, but what about what they do? How they operate, how they, handle your money or trades? That was the second point.
That's right. Operational details. The source looked at how much info TradeEU actually provides.
About what specifically?
Things like their trading conditions. Leverage, spreads, any fees for withdrawals or inactivity. Also, details about their platform. Is it proprietary? What products can you trade?
So it's not just saying we do trading, it's the nuts and bolts.
Exactly. The mechanics. If a platform is vague on this stuff, how can you figure out your real costs or risks?
Good point. Ambiguity isn't your friend there.
Definitely not. The reviewer found TradeU did provide this level of detail, which suggested a more professional setup.
All right, so they name the company, they detail the operations, but you can have all that and still have terrible service, right? What about reputation, customer feedback?
That's the third pillar, and probably the trickiest one to assess reliably today.
Yeah, online reviews can be, well, manipulated. Did the reviewer address that?
They did. They mentioned actively looking for those classic negative patterns you see with scams. Lots of complaints about not being able to withdraw funds or really aggressive sales calls.
And what was the verdict?
The finding was that the vast majority of comments they found online from clients were actually positive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the company's overall online rating reflected that, positive.
So despite the skepticism about reviews, the patterns seem generally good.
It seemed that way to the reviewer, yes. They acknowledged filtering reviews is tough, but the volume of positivity and the lack of those major red flag complaints suggested most clients were okay.
Okay, so let's wrap this up for the listener. We've got the company named, including that Cyprus angle.
Yep, corporate transparency check passed.
Then the detailed operational info, the fees, the platform.
Granular disclosures check passed.
And finally, the online reputation, which, despite the usual caveats, came out positive.
Client reputation audit passed. So, based on those three things, the reviewer's assessment was, essentially, that TradeU seemed like a safe option.
Right. It passed their specific checks.
And the key takeaway for you listening is that checklist itself. Use it.
Check 1. Who is the company, really?
Check 2. How do they actually operate? Show me the details, the costs.
Check 3. What are real clients saying? Look for patterns, not just star ratings.
Exactly. It's a useful framework.
Definitely gives you something concrete to work with. But here's a final thought to chew on. If online reputation is so important, but potentially gameable, how do you really weigh those comments? Is a flood of 5-star reviews better or worse than a mix?
That's a tough one. Maybe look for detailed reviews over just stars.
Yeah, maybe. And beyond those 3 checks, company, operations, reputation, what other piece of due diligence might you do next? Like, which specific regulator would you want to see overseeing them to feel completely secure? Something to think about.